It is one of the best days of baseball at the Men's College World Series as we say hello from Omaha with only 4 teams remaining. Number 5 North Carolina is chasing the program's first national title, 1 win away from the championship series, while number 16 West Virginia must win to survive another day at this baseball paradise. You're watching the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. So here we go. North Carolina 1 win away from the championship series. And West Virginia got to beat them twice. Jake Schaffner way up in the box to start, and that is strike 1 from Chance and Cole. Jake Schaffner, first team All-ACC, one of the best shortstops in the country after he transferred in from North Dakota State. Just outside the top 100 on our ESPN MLB draft rankings, according to Kylie McDaniel.
And if Chance and Cole wants to have success today, one, we talked about it, be down in the strike zone. The second thing is use both sides of the plate. This is a veteran offense North Carolina has, and if he stays on one side of his plate, whether it's fastball or changeup, they're going to get their toes up on the plate from the left side, and they're going to look to get the ball up the middle to the back side of the field. So for him, for me, use the inside part every now and then with your fastball.
This comes inside and nearly hit Schaffner.
Yeah, Schaffner his job is to get on base. It's elite when you talk about having a table setter for the middle of the lineup. On base percentage at .465. He understands what his role is, and he is up on that box.
He had one of the big moments early in the game against West Virginia on Sunday, where he struck out while getting hit by a pitch on his shoulder, but West Virginia didn't challenge. So Schaffner ended up reaching on a leadoff single after that, and Carolina got 2 in the bottom of the first, and he gets aboard to start the top of the first here today.
Not the start that you want of your West Virginia. North Carolina straight to their game plan. Get on base, create havoc with that middle of the order.
Saw Steve Saban's the head coach for West Virginia, who had told us he was thinking about going to Chance and Cole yesterday. They didn't end up needing him in a 12-0 win against Troy. Now Owen Ho, junior from Alexandria, Virginia, also first team All-ACC like Jake Schaffner. 5th in the country with a gaudy RBI total of 83.
With only 8 home runs. Well, how do you do that? Well, the way you do it is you hit with runners in scoring position. And Owen Ho, 475 this year, runners in scoring position. That is unheard of.
Good visit right there.
We got 48 hits with runners in scoring position. Nobody in D1 baseball more than that.
And Gavin Kelly took the visit, the superstar for West Virginia. Schaffner running and Hull swinging.
You can already tell that Chance and Cole is still fighting. And the other day, I'm going to tell you, typically he is down, but he elevated the changeup, he elevated the breaking ball, and he is spraying the fastball right now. So he's just trying to figure it out from a mechanical standpoint. And normally he has good control, only 30 walks in nearly 100 innings work, but he is feeling for it here in the first inning.
Yeah, it's the first time that he's walked the leadoff batter all year. Little nervy start, 7 pitches in. 1-2. Meantime, Scott Forbes, man, what a job he's done. 6th year head coach, 25th year on staff. And you can make a case that they're the most consistent program in the country the last 3 years.
Oh, no doubt. And you look at their wins, 52 wins already this year. That's the 5th most in program history. Scott Forbes just gets it done, man.
3 years in a row, a top 5 national seed. It's just them and West Virginia that have been to supers in each of the last 3 years. Schaffner running the pitch outside, and Schaffner is safe at second.
Yeah, no chance. No chance on that one. Gravelin did the best that he could with the pitch way outside. Then he has to turn his body and try to be able to get Schaffner at second base. Good jump. He peeks in, realizes he has to keep hustling. Straight into the bag feet first.
Boy, you feel like with the way that North Carolina's pitching staff is, and T-Mac was talking about it, you know that Kaden Glowber lurks at some point in this game. You feel like if North Carolina gets out to a lead, they really move into pole position.
100%. And that's what they're looking to do, is strike first in this one.
Paul clobbers one. Deep right field. Guzman back. It's off the wall. Scheffner rounds third. North Carolina strikes first in Omaha.
They strike first and they strike loud. And it's North Carolina baseball. Get on base via the walk, steal second, and then let Owen Hall, who has mashed baseballs all season long, be able to do that. Now that one leaked up in the zone a little bit, just too much middle. They're up on the plate. They're attacking it before it gets down low. The game plan seems to be working. North Carolina, 2 hitters in, trading places at second base.
It was a changeup and it was elevated, and that's what we talked about Jansen Cole. That's where he got in trouble the other day, Friday, against Troy, was elevation. It is not part of his game.
You see 108 off the bat, and now Gavin Gallagher. Boy, I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, guys, and it is a game where the prognosticators say maybe we're going to be on pace for 15 runs, but Steve Sabins might have to start thinking a little bit here. And on the hand, slow roller from Gavin Gallagher at Tyrus Hall for the first out.
That's what Jansen Cole has to do right there. He has to use both sides of the plate.
That pitch was way inside. Gallagher bailed him out.
There's Steve Sabins, whose team so far here opened up with a win Friday against Troy, 7-5. Got a couple runs late in that game. Then the loss against Carolina on Sunday. Remember, that was a 2-2 game into the bottom of the 7th when North Carolina capitalized on 2 Mountaineer errors. And then a dozen runs in the shutout win yesterday. Eric Paulson now in the cleanup spot in a new look North Carolina lineup. Macon Winslow goes from cleanup down to the 8th spot, and everyone else moves up between there for Scott Forbes. Macon Winslow's been slumping. Hall takes off, and the throw gets into left field. Another West Virginia miscue, and again the Heels capitalize. 2-0.
This is pressure, and this is what North Carolina does. And yes, West Virginia will do this too. They steal a lot of bases. You look at North Carolina's offense, you go, well, they don't steal a lot of bases, but there's some speed there too, and they know how to pressure you up. And what they do well, folks, they hit with runners in scoring position, and they will pressure you up right there. And that's just a forced error because of speed. And the Heels out early in this one, 2-0.
That should be 5. That's on Hall.
Totally.
Hall should have made that play. Decent throw, a little bit behind him, but it's a very catchable ball. Slow to the plate. Graveline, strong throw.
Paulson ropes one into right center field. 106 off his bat.
This is trying to do a little too much of your Hall at third base. Trying to place the tag before and not looking at the ball, but that throw is right over the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, perfectly placed and just whiffing it.
You see where his head was? His head, before the ball got in his glove, was starting to try to find the runner. He pulled his nose off the ball and just whiffed on it.
Now the power hitting Iowa native Cooper Nicholson. So guys, again, like, if you're Steve Sabins, you know you have to win 2 games. But how long is your leash here? And it is a day that's going to play more offensive, so that factors in.
It can't be too long. I mean, Steve Sabins, because of the way North Carolina can pitch and what they have in the back in their bullpen, he cannot let this game get away from him early. And here's the thing about North Carolina's offense. We talk a lot about their run prevention, their pitching, and their defense. And yes, it is top 10 in baseball. But everybody forgets this is a top 25 offense in the game of baseball, too. I mean, North Carolina's offense is deceivingly good. It's a really good offense.
And it ascended late in the season. Averaged better than 9 runs per game in the month of May. By the way, you saw Ian Korn get up and start throwing. D2 transfer has been awesome this year for West Virginia, first team all conference. He went 6 innings, 79 pitches behind Jansen Cole in West Virginia's first game Friday. Nicholson in the air to right. Shallow, Armani Guzman in. 2 down. Again, you do take comfort if you're West Virginia in knowing that wind blowing out like we talked about. North Carolina's Sunday starter on the mound. It's not Jason DeCaro. It's not necessarily Ryan Lynch.
Yes and no. You still cannot allow North Carolina, because they do have elite arms that can have a lot of swing and miss in their ability. So you cannot let them get too far up in front. You have to nip this in the bud immediately.
Strike one to Tyler Howe with a sinker to the freshman left fielder from Huntersville, North Carolina. The only freshman starter for the Heels in the lineup. Owen Hull said the other day, this kid's very mature for a rookie. One.
I'll tell you this, the way the wind is blowing out and the outfield continues to just play normal depth right now with 2 outs. I would runner at first base. I'd actually play a little bit deeper. Do not want anything overhit my head.
Howe strikes out on the pitch down from Cole with the changeup, and the inning's over. Both games for North Carolina against West Virginia, they get 2 in the first. 2 years ago as a freshman, he was the Friday starter until he had an elbow injury, had the internal brace procedure, and the team made it here, but Folger Boaz had to watch. And now he starts in Omaha with a chance to get them to the championship series.
That fastball is going to be right there in that 90, and he'll shove up to 94, 95. Mostly two-seam fastballs. He likes to keep it down as well.
Like that?
Just like that. I mean, that's his game. Two-seam fastballs down, little cutter, slider, and changeup as well.
Armani Guzman, 2 hits and 3 steals yesterday. 2 walks also. Had a 2-run double in the 9th inning as West Virginia really pulled away late on Troy.
Yeah, this is the guy, if you're North Carolina, you got to keep him off the bag. And Guzman, because when he gets on, man, he creates havoc.
3-1 to start.
Boaz doing everything he can, just try to keep the ball down.
He's induced the highest ground ball rate of his career this season. 5-pitch walk to start. And just like the top of the first, a leadoff free pass.
And really interesting and something to look at because of the delivery of Boaz and where he throws, just almost a low 3/4 angle. Right-handed hitters, they're going to be challenged with the backdrop. A lot of them say his release point comes immediately out of the stands. Really difficult to see and pick up out of his hand.
Yeah, because for the season, man, right-handed hitters have worn out Folger Boaz. They're hitting 368 off of him.
And this is the best hitter for West Virginia from the right side, Gavin Kelly.
See that swing?
First rounder next year.
That swing right there, it might tell you the story. It's a prolific hitter at the plate, especially against left-handed pitching.
Kelly 3 for 6 with a 3-run homer yesterday, part of 4 RBIs. Steve Saban said his swing, his home run in the 6th inning was the game changer. Gavin said he wasn't seeing it great here the first 2 games. It felt like he was pressing. So that swing, he says, eased things. Tried to hold up, did not go around. 2-1.
All right, coming into the College World Series, that man right there, Kelly, against left-handed pitching. Average over 500 at 522 with an OPS hovering around 1700.
Not bad. Good cut on a 2-1 heater.
Look where Boaz is on the rubber. Watch when he steps onto the rubber. He is clear to the first base side. And Eddie, to your point, he's trying to get as far over to that first base side. That little bit of lower arm side, it could be coming not out of the batter's eye. It could be coming out of the stands. Might be a little bit difficult for the hitters to kind of pick it up because where he is on the rubber.
2-2. Yeah, you guys are both seeing that it's coming out of Carolina blue, like in right center field.
Yeah. Well, and I noticed in the game last night, too, the sun was kind of beating on the batter's eye out in left field. It had to be hard for the hitters to be able to pick up the ball with that glare on the batter's eye.
You see right there that ball, that's the ump cam. Just imagine being a little further to his left.
Full count. First start in 2.5 weeks for Folger Boaz.
Feels like a really big pitch already in this ball game for Boaz.
3-2. Laced over short, and Gavin Kelly's got a 2-strike single.
Unfair.
First 2 on for West Virginia.
That's unfair. The numbers are absurd against lefties. He sees it well, very comfortable at the plate, and is able to just move Armani Guzman to second base. And now you have to be careful. I know it's a left-handed hitter coming up, but Armani Guzman loves to steal third, even down 2. They will stay aggressive early in this game.
Well, how about this? North Carolina already has action in the bullpen. A dozen pitches in. That's Matty Mateus, the veteran right-hander. As Paul Schoenfeld's in the left-hand box. I mean, we were talking with Bryant Gaines, the pitching coach for North Carolina today. And Scott Forbes is coming out for a visit. Bryant Gaines said to us, Scott Forbes has about as quick a trigger as there is. And we've seen it throughout the time with Scott Forbes as a head coach.
Yeah.
He will go and get someone about as early as anyone in the country.
He's not going to mess around. But I think this is more about, hey, I need you to attack the strike zone. 3 batters now you face. You've been ball 1 on all 3 batters. I need you to work from ahead and fill up the strike zone. Trust your stuff. Take your 2-seam fastball, bury it at the bottom of the zone, and let your defense play behind you, because you got one of the best defenses in the country behind you.
And not only that, he has the ability of just with 1 pitch get a double play because of the high amount of ground balls that he does produce with his action.
We chatted with Bryant Gaines this morning. Excellent pitching coach. He said if Folger Boaz could give us 1, maybe 2 times through the order, they'd love it. Perfect world. They'd then go Matty Mateus, who's up in the pen, then to the freshman left-hander Jackson Rose, and then they'd finish it with the best freshman in the sport, Kaden Glowber. For now, Boaz remains in, and he does come home with a strike. And that's part of the story with Folger Boaz this season. Brian Gaines said to us, in some ways, Boaz has been the victim of having a fresh bullpen for a lot of the year. He hasn't stayed in long enough to work through some things. Bouncing ball left side. Schaffner ranges back. Got it to Gallagher for at least 1. And they're at the corners.
Well, the shift cost North Carolina right there. That was just a routine ground ball to the shortstop position. But you'll see Schaffner have to redirect. He's on the pull side, so he's got to redirect and go get it in a nice speed over the second baseman Gallagher right there, but not nearly in time to complete the double play.
I'll tell you this, he stepped on the mitt for a second. I think a lot of fans thought, did he throw the glove at it to keep it in front? If he would have, then they would have sent Armani Guzman home. But he caught it and he stepped on the glove.
To the cleanup man and the DH, Sean Smith. Slider misses to start to the 5th-year senior from Moss Point, Mississippi, the transfer from Georgia Southern. Sean Smith has really learned to pull the ball in the second half of the season.
And just crushes left-handed pitching, too. Over 400 against left-handers.
Couple confident takes against the slider.
And West Virginia threatening here, but they at least have to get 1 this inning. Just seems psychologically it would be a huge lift for them. That's a good take, and reason being that pitch is on the bottom 3rd of the strike zone. That's not what you're looking for. You're trying to force Boaz up.
2-1. Just south of the knees. More good takes from West Virginia.
Same approach that Smith had 2-0 has to take right now. 3-1.
Boy, how similar as this game started in both halves of the first inning. Anxiety caked all over this place. Smith cuts through a 3-1 slider.
Now that could be a difference maker too, because that typically is Boaz's best pitch, is that slider when you look at the opponent's batting average.
Go back to it.
I think so. If you can throw it right there again.
(3-2). Smith strikes out.
Well, that's going to be a difference maker right there for Boaz if he can begin to line up that slider of his. So he's behind the count 2-1, and he just bends a breaking ball in there. Looking fastball, he just dots it perfectly in there. So now a 2-2 pitch. You got a pretty good feel for it. He comes right back with that same slider and locates it perfectly down and in and just underneath the bat.
Still at the corners, but now 2 outs for the 5-hitter and the catcher, Matt Gravlin, the Ohio State transfer. Four hits for Gravlin here. Yesterday against Troy, 2 for 6 with an RBI double in the 3rd and added a single late.
We've touched on it, but this West Virginia offense has been rolling. You look what they did in regional play, both regionals and super regionals, right at 11 runs per game. And here at the College World Series in 3 games, they're averaging 7 runs per game. So they know how to score.
They had 2 big innings yesterday, a 4-run 6th and a 5-run 9th against Troy. Gravlin on a line, center field to get West Virginia started. 2-out RBI, 2-1 game.
You know what? Boaz was living on the bottom 3rd for the last 2 at-bats, and this one just leaked up in the zone. And give Gravlin a lot of credit. He's been swinging the bat real well. Stays up the middle on a pitch that stayed up from Boaz. Belt high, hits it right back where it came from, and drives in the first run for West Virginia.
Now Matt Einish.
Can't miss the mistakes.
And you had said that everything was down, and really it was 2 fastballs in that plate appearance that were both left up.
Yep. It's no secret to either one of these pitchers. They just don't have the kind of stuff that can live up in the upper part of the strike zone. They have to live down.
Boaz does with a couple sliders to Einish. Super patient, one of the team leaders in on-base percentage, transfer from Ohio University.
Now if you're Folger Boaz here, can you finish 0-2?
26 pitches deep in the first. One, 2. Einish doesn't chase, and both runners move up 90.
West Virginia playing a little bit of what North Carolina played against them in that top half of the first. If you don't stop him, he keeps those feet moving. Don't look back. Easy steal 3rd.
Second and 3rd, 2-2. Einish on the ground, right side. Gallagher slides, rises, heading over. What a play, Gavin Gallagher.
Big time. Gavin Gallagher can do it, folks. And this defense is elite for North Carolina, man. And watch Gallagher at second base. Crosses over quickly, clears the hips, backhand side quickly to his feet, and just a boring throw over to first base. Heels off the field, up by 1.
Yeah, Owen Hall, you see where he's standing at the plate out front. You can say the same thing for Paulson. That was their game plan, and that's what they're going to stick with against Cole, who lives down in the zone. It appears that those pitches are up, and most likely he was frustrated early on. And he goes back, and yes, they were down. But North Carolina's game plan is, that's our fishing hole. That's where we're going to go, and that's what we're going to get.
Colin Heineck grounds out to Tyrus Hall at 3rd.
Yeah, Tyrus Hall, pretty good play here. Has to retreat a little bit, but he's got that big arm all the way across the diamond, and just by a step.
So good start to Chancey Cole's second. And now making Winslow a little dribbler at short. Matt Einish out number 2 on 2 pitches as Kresser kept his foot on the bag.
And you see where that pitch was, too? On the inside part of the plate. Even though Chancey Cole doesn't have a big arm, 86 to 90 on the fastball. If he can do some work on the inside part of the plate and speed those bats up, he can get to his best pitches which is that changeup and the slider.
That's that second pitch already to the right-handed hitters. We saw it against Gallagher, and we just saw it right now. Off the plate, it appears very hittable up in the zone, and they get jammed. This is a good time. A good conversation to have. Let's slow it down for Boaz.
That's where Cole wants to be. If you look at his heat map, man, his arm side, he dominates his arm side. So into righties and away from lefties is Jansen Cole likes to deliver the ball.
Carter French ready to go here out of the 9 spot. We check in with Taylor.
Mike, this is incredible. Carter French travels with a bag of dirt from Boschmer Stadium, the Bosch, where they play over their home games. And every single away game, he takes a little bit of that dirt out and sprinkles it on the field for good luck. So about 20 minutes before I saw him doing it, had to figure out what the heck was going on. So they're trying to bring that Bosch magic here to Omaha.
Well, Bosch magic is real. I mean, North Carolina has had the Boschmer Stadium in Chapel Hill flat out rocking in the postseason the last few years.
No, we were there for regionals, man, and that's the first time I'd ever stepped foot in Chapel Hill for a baseball game. You talk about a special environment. That was big time.
Carter French bringing a little bit of that to Omaha. So I believe we have a warning assist there with the pitch clock by the home plate umpire, Jason Bradley.
Now, Eddie, when that would happen to you, and you saw a fastball coming, but even though the pitch didn't count, would you go up there and say he's going to start me off with a fastball again?
No, I made a habit late in my career to not look at the pitch. So I remember having read that Greg Maddux would sometimes change the ball on purpose, and he would throw it and lob it in to change your eyesight. Lob it up in the zone, and then go down with movement and get you, and not have to waste the pitch. So I just stopped looking at the pitches.
1 ball and 1 strike. Jansen Cole to Carter French. Just missed, down 2-1. There's a strike, 2-2.
Patient at bat after the first 2 pitches to get 2 consecutive outs immediately.
French gets a piece of that changeup, and boy, that's the one. If he throws it down there and it's dancing, could be super effective.
Yes, he needs it.
He told us the other day that is my best pitch.
And he sets it up with that little 2-seam fastball away, and he throws it right out of the same window.
French rolls over at the shortstop, Matt Einish, in the shift to end the inning. 8 pitches. Boy, that was big for Jansen Cole. Pitching change. The leash is shorter on the North Carolina pitching staff than maybe anywhere in the country. And Folger Boaz, after an inning, 28 pitches, and 1 run comes out of this game for Jackson Rose, the freshman lefty.
Yeah, Jackson Rose making his 22nd appearance of the year. He does have 6 starts, 46 innings of work, 44 strikeouts. So a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And opponents are just hitting 174. That's a really good number off the freshman left-hander, Rose. Fastball, slider, and changeup for Rose.
2 starts in a row for Folger Boaz in the regional final against East Carolina, and now here in Omaha against West Virginia, where he comes out of the game very early. And again, we told you, this is what Scott Forbes does, and he admits it, that he has operated this way for the last 20 years.
And you feel for Folger Boaz too, because those first innings are really tough, man. You're just trying to figure it out, so you'd love to go back out for the 2nd inning. But Scott Forbes felt like it was time to make a move, and he goes to the freshman to try to hang on to this lead early in this ball game.
7, 8, and 9 for West Virginia, starting with Brody Kresser. First pitch swinging, popped up into short rights. Carter French locates. 1 away.
How about the wind right there and where French was and anticipated the ball being? Ends up 10 feet towards his right. It's howling, boys, and it's going to get even stronger as this afternoon goes along.
Well, you talk to Scott Forbes, and he'll tell you that he has operated this way as a head coach and formerly as a pitching coach ever since he was here with North Carolina in 2006. And when he didn't manage a bullpen aggressively, and they didn't win the national championship because of it. They were in the finals that year against Oregon State. They had won game 1 of the championship series against Oregon State 4-3 thanks to Andrew Miller. But then in game 2, it was a winnable game, and they didn't really go to one of their stud arms, Andrew Kerrigan, maybe as much as they could have that year. And ever since then, Scott Forbes has said, I won't let that happen again. Ben Lumsden cuts through the slider.
Well, that's the pitch right there for Jackson Rose. Yes, he does hide that fastball. He turns his back. You can almost see his numbers if you're standing in the batter's box. So he hides the fastball a little bit, but that slider, man, hitters are 0 for 23 on that slider this year with 13 strikeouts.
I mean, this is a big-time recruit in Jackson Rose. Highly regarded in his high school class. Future star arm for the Heels. Popped up. Shallow left. Schaffner out. Howe in. 2 down. Much quicker second inning on both sides than the first.
Yep.
That's what happens when you get ahead 0-1.
Again, Carolina just needs 1 win to reach the finals. West Virginia needs 2 against this Tar Heels team. 9-spot Tyrus Hall. On the ground right at the shortstop, Jake Schaffner. And on 7 pitches, Jackson Rose enters and exits the second. Top of the order for North Carolina, starting with Jake Schaffner up a run. North Carolina made it to Omaha 4 straight times from 2006 to 2009, including the finals in 06 and 07 against Oregon State. Costly error for Mike Fox's team in game 2 of the championship series in 06. And they came up empty again in 2007 against Mitch Canham, the current head coach for the Beavers. And despair for North Carolina.
Lights were a little different back then, right?
I'll say. We are thankful for them here at Charles Schwab Field. There's Mike Fox, 22 years as the head coach. He arrived in North Carolina in the fall of 1974 as a true walk-on. Made the JV baseball and basketball teams. He played in the College World Series and then brought him back as their head coach.
Yeah, how about for him? 21 full seasons for Mike Fox. 7 trips to the College World Series, and he went 4 consecutive years at one point with North Carolina here to the College World Series.
He also hand-delivered us some incredible barbecue in Chapel Hill during the regionals.
Yes, he did.
2-1 on Jake Schaffner. They call that a ball?
Yeah, that's a ball. That was
3-0.
outside. Great eye, and he just frustrates you at the plate.
That's just off too. Wow. Small misses, but a 4-pitch walk, and Schaffner with his second free pass.
Yeah, the zone looks pretty small again today.
Told by a former pitcher. The hitter would say, This zone is beautiful today.
Well, in college baseball, we're supposed to have what we call it, Mikey, the shadow zone.
Yeah, the shadow zone, the buffer zone.
The buffer zone, supposed to get a little bit more in the college game off the outside edge. That's what the umpires have been told to call, but it feels like they're not doing that so much here at the College World Series.
Owen Hull in the air to center off the end of the bat. Schoenfeld didn't get a great jump, but it drops down between him and Lumsden. First 2 on for North Carolina.
How about Hull? First time up, it was 108 miles per hour off the bat. This time 74. The other one hit the wall. This one, the players were playing at the wall, and you get a bad jump because you see the swing and you're thinking it's going to be hit hard at me. Instead, runners at first and second right off the end of the bat. No outs.
Owen Hull's a big leaguer. I'm going to tell you what he is. That dude can flat out hit, and in the biggest moments with runners in scoring position, nobody's better than him.
And now, big game Gavin Gallagher.
Last time Gallagher got jammed on a two-seamer coming right into his hands.
If you're chancing Cole here, man, you got to figure out a way to create a ground ball. Got to.
Matt Gravlin out to visit with the entire infield, with action in the bullpen for West Virginia. Hey, Thursday on ESPN2, it's an AUSL doubleheader. The Utah Talons face the Texas Volts at 7 Eastern. Then it's the Oklahoma City Spark and the Portland Cascade at 9. You can watch it live or stream it all on the ESPN app. Jansen Cole, a D2 transfer. Kid who paid his own way to visit West Virginia when they were playing in their regional last year in Clemson. They liked his production, and even though it was mid to upper 80s with the arm, they wanted him, and boy has he delivered this season for him. But in trouble here his second time through. 2 on, nobody out, with Gavin Gallagher at the plate.
A visit, a pickoff to second, maybe buying time for the bullpen to get ready.
Steve Saban's not showing anxiety yet. Chopper foul. Ian Korn is one of their, as Chris Burke would say, real dudes on the pitching staff.
He is a dude for sure.
First team Big 12, top 5 in the conference in ERA, 70+ innings this year. 1-1. 1-2 on Gavin Gallagher.
That's the pitch right there that righties have struggled with. Do not and you cannot let Gallagher get his arms extended. Keep pounding it in. Really good arm side run.
And the more he does that, the more it's going to open up that outside part for him too.
Gavin Gallagher, 3rd-team ACC this year, and he's been a big part of North Carolina's offense in the NCAA tournament, and that is no surprise with what he's done throughout his career in the postseason. On the ground, left field base hit, Gavin Gallagher. Scheffner rounds third. Lumsden's throw is offline. North Carolina adds a run. And out at third with Owen Hull trying to take the extra 90 on an aggressive play by Matt Gravlin.
Yeah, Scott Forbes on his squatting down at third base. Did not want that to happen. You don't want to make the first error at third, especially when you keep the line moving. You do get a run. And this ball stayed a little bit over the plate. Not as far in as they wanted, and Gallagher just too quick, keeping it fair. You missed the cutoff. Big no-no, but again, nice reaction there by Gravlin.
Yeah, give Gravlin credit on that. You see how he vacated home plate? Watch him go get this ball because he knew he wasn't going to get the run at home plate. He had to get closer to the ball. He goes and gets it in a dart throw down to Hall at third base, and they get Hall.
And now Steve Sabins comes out and will make a move. Ian Korn comes on. All hands on deck. Both head coaches not messing around in this one. 4 strikeouts, 79 pitches for him. And again into a 3rd inning. He starts with ball 1 apparently to Eric Paulson.
He wanted that one.
Paulson up to the cleanup spot. Singled pull side his first time. There's a strike from Korn. Ian Korn said after his outing Friday against Troy that he was throwing some more cutters. Said his slider wasn't working. He also threw some more curveballs. He said that was probably against the scouting report that Troy had on him.
It's a real 5-pitch mix. I mean, he's got a little bit of everything.
This is popped up foul ground. Long way to go, Tyrus Hall. And that drops fair with the wind. Wow.
It's real. As advertised. Look, there's a reason why Taylor in the open also mentioned it. The way the wind is blowing to right center field, it's howling right now, and it will continue to get stronger. He thought this ball was going to be close to the tarp with a chance of maybe going on top of the tarp, but look at the route that he takes.
I'm going to tell you, I was watching this ball, and this ball was 20 feet foul for the most part, and then it started because of the spin and because of the wind, spins right back into the field to play.
It's impressive, one thing, that Hall was going that way, but also Ben Lumsden, he was headed to foul ball territory as well.
I mean, these are one of these days here in Omaha where everybody's got to pursue the ball because you don't know who's going to catch it. And don't assume anything on fly balls today.
Cooper Nicholson strokes one deep to right center field. Schoenfeld goes back and it short hops off the wall. Gavin Gallagher scores. Eric Paulson hot on his heels. 2-run triple. Coop.
Telling you what, the Heels offense is for real, folks. Again, we talk a lot about their pitching, a lot about their defense, man, but this team can hit, averaging over 8 runs per game. And Cooper Nicholson just buried that one out in right center field. Looked like Schoenfeld, the center fielder for West Virginia, was shaded a little bit toward left center field. And this ball's slicing off the bat, and that's a beautiful move. This goes down and sticks his nose on a little breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. And the race is on from here.
One out, infield will play in.
With Tyler Howe in the box. Hot shot at second. Gavin Kelly to the plate. Gravlin applies the tag on the tumbling Cooper Nicholson.
Great play by Kelly. He gets down on that line drive, one hopper. And then he throws it to the left side of Gravlin. Perfect throw. Gravlin anticipating Cooper coming in. Not rushing it either. That's the key right here. Takes his time, sets up, squares up.
And give Ian Korn a lot of credit, too. When you bring the infield in, it's telling your pitcher one thing. Find me a way to create a ground ball, and he did.
Guys, this is like playing at Wrigley Field when the wind's blowing out.
You promised us yesterday that it would be today.
Good scouting report.
Thank you. Colin Heineck 2-0. Now that you're a golfer, you what, checking the wind every single day now?
I've got connections.
This is at least a 2-club win, Eddie. Maybe 3.
Colin Heineck bounced to third his first time.
I will say this, fellas, 5 runs will not be enough this afternoon.
You guys know my next question then.
What will be?
Do we want to say what number of runs will be enough?
I'll just say over. I'll just say the over.
Ben, how many runs will be needed to win this game?
I'm going to say 8.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go 9.
Popped up. Foul ground, hang with it toward the Carolina dugout and off the netting. I'm going to describe every pop-up in foul territory today, and I'm going to over-describe it and hang with it myself.
You got to buckle up in your seat.
Carolina pretty good when they're up by 4 at any point. Only 1 loss this season. That came in supers against USC when Carolina had to come from behind in that best-of-3 super regional. Dropped game 1. Jansen Cole started this game and chased in the 3rd. Swing and a miss. Korn strikes out Colin Heineck, but North Carolina adds on. 3 runs in the 3rd. The lead's 4. They're 1 win away from the championship series. He goes left on left with Armani Guzman. Squares and drags a bunt. Rose a slight stumble. He recovered. Not in time. Guzman can fly.
Can he ever get down the line, too? And a little bit of a stumble from Jackson Rose, and that's all that Armani Guzman needed, too. I mean, he can go.
That's all you need. You have that type of elite speed. You get off. He did a really nice job, though, trying to get to it. But that misstep right there cost him.
And it's harder for the left-handed pitchers because left-handed pitchers fall off towards the 3rd base side. So, you know, if you're going to bunt against a left-hander, you want to get it to the right side of the field to make him turn around and move. Of course, Guzman, elite speed, 42 for 46 this year in stolen bases.
He's the fastest kid alive. And he's on to begin this bottom of the 3rd in front of Gavin Kelly. Kelly singled his first time. His bat's starting to wake up.
That's a great pitch. You do not see a lot of lefties, not even in the big leagues, be able to throw that fastball hard in. Start looking there. Then he can spin it on you, and that's when you fall. That's when you get into trouble.
Roped foul. Wasn't it interesting talking to the Carolina pitching coach, Brian Gaines, this morning? He said opposing teams think that I'm calling in, out with Jackson Rose's fastball. He said in reality I'm just calling middle, and it's kind of taking off wherever it goes.
Yeah, and he said it's odd to me that that fastball does different things on different days and in between pitches. Sometimes it'll cut a little bit, sometimes it'll run away from the right-hander. So he just kind of stays in the middle knowing the ball's probably not going to end up there.
And this is a good test for Rose against Kelly because Kelly has dominated left-handed pitching the entire season. Gaudy numbers, elite numbers, hitting well over 500 against him, already 1 for 1 against Boaz in the first at-bat. And it was on a 2-2 count.
As it is here. Rose deals. Kelly chops one at short. Schaffner's got to wait on it, so he gets Kelly for the first out. Let's check in with Taylor.
Gavin Kelly yesterday hit a home run for the Mountaineers, and today came to the ballpark and found a young kid who had the baseball. He came up to him and said, "Hey, can I get the ball signed?" Gavin said, "I would actually really like to keep the baseball." So they made an agreement. He signed a pair of batting gloves and a sleeve for the young kid in exchange for that baseball. An awesome job by our camera crew capturing that this afternoon, guys.
We can take a photo with the baseball. First pitch swinging, Paul Schoenfeld. Schaffner to 3rd, Nicholson to tag, and they get Guzman.
Guzman hesitated. I'm okay if he goes on contact to 3rd because there's a 4-run lead, and Schaffner would then throw the ball to first base, wouldn't risk it. But as soon as he allowed the ball to get past him, watch right here, secondary, allows that ball to get past him, that's when you're in no man's land, and a great heads-up play by Schaffner.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I'm not okay with it at all. When you're down like they are, and the rule of thumb at second base is at you or behind you, you advance. That ball was in front of him, and Schaffner is too good at the shortstop position for North Carolina, and this defense is too good. And when you do that and you make base running mistakes, you're going to be out.
Sean Smith, the batter, with 2 outs now. Was he stuck, though, a little bit? Because
that's why.
The only reason he slowed down is because the ball was in front of him, and he had to avoid the ball because it was in front of him.
If he continues his secondary and automatically goes, he beats that ball to the punch, and there's no throw at 3rd base.
But once you know you didn't get a secondary, why would you go?
But now you're in no man's land right there. He's in no man's land.
Yeah.
But if that ball, if he gets in front of that baseball,
Yeah.
Schaffner goes to first.
If you don't get a good jump, a good secondary, you better stay where you are when you're down by 4 runs.
His worst enemy was his speed, because he always thinks he can beat everything out. And that's one of those situations right now where Osmani's looking back saying, man, I messed up. But it was on the hesitation more than anything. Huge lead, aggressive lead.
Now 3-1 on Sean Smith, who struck out on a slider his first time. Jackson Rose is 3-1. That's called a strike.
That's the first one we've seen down there and out there to be called a strike.
The talented freshman Jackson Rose deals a 3-2. Smith strikes out. That is filthy.
That's the type of pitch that gave me nightmares.
Welcome back to Omaha, joined now by West Virginia head coach Steve Sabins. What's your message to your offense at this point?
Just keep scratching, keep clawing. We've had some opportunities, need to get a couple big knocks, put a little bit of pressure on their bullpen.
As far as the way the wind is playing today, how do you communicate what to do with your players?
I think just always tracking it. Essentially throughout the game, you're looking at the flag, you're seeing how that thing plays, and it's a tough wind today. It's certainly aggressive, up to 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, so just watching and playing along with it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Mike?
Taylor, thank you. Eduardo, as a position player, as a defensive player, is there anything you can do pregame to simulate it or to better get in tune with it?
During pregame, there was not much wind.
Yeah.
The wind started picking up around 1 o'clock, and you know, and the thing is, what you have to do is play deep, especially in center field. Play a little bit towards the right field side, because you know that the wind will help that ball push to anything hit in the gap.
I mean, the idea for me for position players is always check the wind every time you go out and know. And, of course, the coaches are communicating with the defense, say, hey, I need everybody to pursue the baseball with the wind, what it's doing today.
Well, 4th inning, North Carolina up by 4. Again, North Carolina just needs to win this game to reach College World Series Championship Series. West Virginia would have to win this and then come back and beat North Carolina again tomorrow. Macon Winslow pops one up. Hang with it, Brody Kresser. One away.
It's a lot of backpedaling from the infielders, and the outfielders cannot give up and assume that the infielder has the ball. You have to go and attack and make sure and help them out, and if you can't, call them off.
One down to the 9th spot for the Tampa native, former walk-on, the senior right fielder Carter French, who's headed to med school at some point. And he said yesterday that Tuesday night, last night, he was actually finishing his final lab report for organic chemistry while he's here in Omaha.
Don't know anything about that.
That makes 3 of us. Well, actually, I shouldn't speak for you.
Wait. Why would you include me in that? You don't know.
Big Orgo guy?
No, you're right. You're right.
Scott Forbes said the other day, I know who's not doing organic chemistry
Yes.
if I were in college, and that's Scott Forbes. Chopper from Dr. French up the middle. Tough play, Matt Einish. No chance. Infield single.
That's what happens when you play the shift. You think you get the job done of your corn. Ground ball, easy, short. Your defense is on the other side. No chance right here going against it. Trying to do a little bit of the cheater. Doesn't work.
Jake Schaffner now. 2 walks and 2 trips. Both times against Chance and Cole, and now against Ian Korn. Strike at the bottom of the zone at 94. Jake Schaffner's been busy here too. He said he went on the Ferris wheel on Monday. He also stopped by FanFest. He took batting practice at FanFest. and also hopped on the pitch machine to see how hard he can throw.
I think that Ferris wheel today is shut down, right?
Yeah. Too much wind.
Ben, you been up there yet this year?
Not yet.
Planning on it?
Oh, yeah.
When?
I do it every
today.
year.
Not today.
Won't like it's going to be open today. Maybe tomorrow.
Bouncer at first. Kresser to second. Einish off the bag. Oh, no.
The biggest mistake you can make as a first baseman is assume two. Get the shore out, set the feet, make a good throw to second base, and then go try to field the position at first.
They tell you,
throw.
what do they always tell you? Be sure of what? Be sure of one. And just a little bit too quick right here.
Yeah, he pulled it, he knew it, and he was in trouble.
West Virginia has played very poor defensive baseball in 2 games against North Carolina. 2 on for Owen Hull.
And it wasn't like French was getting in the way of the throw. You see a lot of base runners sometimes take the inside part of the lane there to try to make a difficult throw. He gave him a lane. Just he pulled it.
This is a West Virginia defense overall this year. I mean, 22nd in college baseball overall, but they have not been great here at the College World Series. And North Carolina is not the kind of offense you want to give second opportunities to.
So 2 on, 1 out, and North Carolina's probably hottest bat in Owen Hull. RBI double that he scorched off the wall to right center in the first. Backside single his second time in the third. Ian Corns 1-1. Hull chops it, and that's down the line past Tyrus Hall. Carter French is in. It's 6-1, and Hull safe at second.
Man, how about this kid? Could he hit or what? We talked about it. Owen Hall came in hitting .475 with runners in scoring position. That number just went up. And the reason why he can do that is he can spray it all over the field. You pitch him inside, he's going to pull it. You get him to the backside of the field, he's going to let those hands go first, the barrel right behind it. He just blows a ground ball right by Tyrus Hall over at third base. I'm telling you, this kid is a big leaguer all day long.
I see him, I see Christian Yelich.
Oh.
That's the comp that I would use with him. A young Christian Yelich, that's exactly what he would do right there. He used line to line. He could hit it on the ground the other way. But what North Carolina has done is they punish you if you give them an inch.
I mean, you just saw that. Owen Hull has the most hits in the country in Ben's favorite place, the red zone, for an offense.
Yep. He gets it done, man. 85 RBIs on the year now for Hull.
Gavin Gallagher with a big cut. Gallagher RBI single in the third. Hit it hard off his bat at 102. With the infield in, Ian Corns 1-1. Just outside with a cutter.
Good call by Jason Bradley behind the plate. That's doing some damage 1 through 5.
To 1. Gallagher over second into center. 2 more in for North Carolina. And Gavin Gallagher does it again in a big game.
Did it early with his glove going backhand. Offensively continues to do it. Second hit already of this afternoon for Gallagher.
This is just understanding the situation. Infield in, just trying to put barrel on ball. This is what North Carolina does so well. They don't strike out a whole lot. They'll battle you. They'll foul off pitches. And finally, when they get mistakes, they make you pay for it. Boy, that era is looming big now for West Virginia.
Eric Paulson now. I mean, it's just crazy how good Gavin Gallagher has been in the postseason in his career. Regular season, he's been a good college hitter. Postseason, he's gone nuclear.
Yes.
For 3 years.
And he's going to be another really good piece that comes out of North Carolina. Defensively elite. And then when the lights turn the brightest, he shows up.
I mean, look at that jump. OPS up near 1,100 in the postseason across 3 years.
And Gallagher even said to us, I do a good job of slowing the game down in these moments. He pointed to when he's in the hole. He said, that's my time to really lock in. And from there, it's all about slowing the game down.
Yeah, how about that, Taylor? He said when he's in the hole, he's not trying to be a bad teammate, but he goes silent in the dugout.
That's his way of getting ready. That's his focus.
2-2. That's a strike 3 called with a front door sinker from Ian Korn.
Ian Korn's got that good two-seam fastball, man. When it's right, he can use it to both sides of the plate. He can throw it away to the lefties, and he can front hip it too. And to me, that's the best pitch in baseball for a right-handed pitcher to a left-hander, because it's a ball out of the hand. But watch this ball just gently work back over the inside part of the plate. As a hitter, you see it out of the hand, you say that's a ball on the inside part. But that late movement gets you.
Cooper Nicholson. Hang with it. Hang with it, Ben. That's into the seats.
Where'd that ball start out? In right center field?
Yeah, maybe. Left field. Up near your
Maybe
favorite
not
camera.
that much, but close.
One of the suites. Another good 2. It's so windy, guys, that our drones have been grounded. We got
First field, first wheel.
But camera
Drones.
33.
33 is good. It's on a line.
It's a gamer.
Don't worry.
It's a gamer.
Center field, Schoenfeld in to make the catch. 8-1 North Carolina.
Here to Omaha, joined now by North Carolina head coach Scott Forbes. Gavin Gallagher has been so good for you guys in the postseason. What do you notice about him when the moment's the biggest?
Man, he is the definition of clutch, isn't he? Golly, I'm lucky he's here. He's been that way since he came to campus, and obviously everybody talks about he didn't get a hit, I guess, in 2024. So knowing Gavin Gallagher, I felt pretty good he'd get some hits out here.
How does your experience coaching in Omaha impact the way you'll manage this group?
You know, honestly, I enjoy it more. I think it makes me looser. I understand how hard it is to get out here, and I've always said I want UNC to not just be known for playing hard, but I want them to have fun and play loose as possible, because it's a game.
Coach, I like having fun.
Me too.
Mike?
First fist bump in an in-game interview at this year's Men's College World Series?
I want to say yes, at least in day games.
Chris Budden's been crushing Sour Power during these recent Georgia games.
A little bit easier to fist bump when you're up 8-1. Too.
Yeah. But outwardly, it is the case. We had said going to break, he's always smiling, except for in the one photo we showed you to break. But he does try to exude such a calm to how he is with his guys, because he says at this time of the year, I just want them to be loose and play free.
What a big inning it is for Jackson Rose right here and right now. His team's going out offensive explosion early, and he's trying to keep all that momentum on the heel side.
The true freshman against 5, 6, and 7, Matt Gravlin, heading to count 2-1 after an RBI single his first time.
Good fastball, a slider heavy. That would look like the first changeup of the day by Rose.
3-1. If you're wondering, West Virginia does have a couple comeback wins that have been hefty this year. They came back from a 5-run deficit in March against BYU and came back from 8 down against UCF back in early April. What have you liked from Jackson Rose so far?
Well, Scott Forbes went to his bullpen early after the first inning. He brings in Jackson Rose, and I tell you what, two-seam fastball has been really good, and the slider behind it. So he sets up the lefty's fastball away. Now that same one that he just bends the breaking ball off the outside edge, and he can get that two-seamer down the way to the right. He started the same place, and he can get the breaking ball down and in. I tell you what, that slider is a difference maker for him. He's thrown it 121 times this year and has yet to give up a base hit on it.
Yanks one to Matt Einish. Einish hit that chopper at second, sort of up the middle in the first inning with 2 on, and Gavin Gallagher made that sliding play to his right. It's one of the biggest plays in this game.
You know how hard it is to throw that pitch 121 times, you said, and it's not even gotten a blooper or
think about that.
Seeing eye hit? That's impressive.
Rose, the freshman from Woodstock, Georgia. Outside, 2-0. Einish is not going to expand the zone.
No. And that's the one way West Virginia can get back in this ball game. And that's why it's up to Jackson Rose to fill up the strike zone and make them put balls in play. Because West Virginia is looking to get a lot of base runners on and then hopefully come up with a big blow to climb back in this ball game.
I said yesterday that was Einish. He's like another leadoff hitter in the lineup. Just hide him in the middle of the order right there in the 6th spot. He just tries to get on base and does not chase.
Second lowest chase rate in the entire Big 12 and the second lowest swing and miss rate in the entire conference too. Wow. Swing and a miss.
Oh, it is. That's like a death ball right there, folks. When he spins that breaking ball in there, Jackson Rose, it's over. And he sets it up again with that fastball, kind of middle to middle away, and he comes out the same window, the same slot. There's the dot on the front of it, the dot on the back of it as well. And you can't throw a slider a whole lot better than that right there.
It's the first time I've seen Einish look off balance.
Yeah, through 4 games here for West Virginia. Well, we get a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 4th for West Virginia. Zahir Barjam bats for Brody Kresser in the 7th spot after Kresser flew to right his first at bat, which was against Jackson Rose. This guy has juice. He's been in a pinch hitting role throughout the season. Steve Saban says he's got legitimate power, also pretty good bat to ball skill. So they trust him in a role like this. He gets jammed and he cues one into center. And Owen Hall lines it up for out number 2. I mean, that shows the urgency from Steve Saban's.
Yeah, there is urgency. You need base runners, and right now they have not been able to even barrel up Rose. The slider's been the equalizer. He's shut down the momentum that they had after that first inning.
And West Virginia's done a good job of getting the leadoff batter of the inning on. I mean, 3 out of 4 innings the leadoff guy has reached, but yet they only have 1 run to this point.
Ball 1 to Ben Lumsden, West Virginia's all-time postseason RBI leader. Fly out to left his first time against Rose. Paul Schoenfeld talking things over in the dugout. Looks like Matt Einish, the shortstop. On the ground at second, Gallagher ranged back, and he gets the force, and crashing in there, Matt Gravlin on the slide at Schaffner. And we are through 4. 8-1 North Carolina on top of West Virginia.
Crayons, colored pencils, chairs, desks, TV, whiteboard, chalkboard.
8-1 North Carolina trying to get to the championship series that starts on Saturday. It's Matt Gravlin, the catcher for West Virginia, who we saw come sliding in at the shortstop, covering the second base bag for North Carolina, Jake Schaffner. And boys, we'll have another look at it. What'd you think of that slide from Gravlin?
Not good.
Well, it's what you call coming in hot right here.
That's not good. No reason to. I mean, there's 2 outs. That's the last out of the inning. Go straight into the bag. Man, That's how you can get hurt right there.
West Virginia is known as a blue-collar team, but Schaffner and Gallagher didn't like that.
Oh, and Schaffner's a hockey player now. Played hockey.
You love hockey players.
Oh, man, do I ever.
6, 7, and 8 for North Carolina, starting with Tyler Howe. A roller at Matt Einish. One away.
Had a teammate, Stubby Clapp.
Oh, yeah.
First base coach with the St. Louis Cardinals. Stubby used to have that grill, take it off, and all of a sudden it was like summer here, summer there, teeth all over the place.
He's got summer teeth, huh?
Yeah.
You like hockey players the way Ben loves a fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Yes.
Just adores it.
Love it. I think it's a difference maker.
It's the McDonald love language. Colin Heineck now 0 for 2. Ground out to third. Strikeout swinging. Heineck had the big home run on Friday against Ole Miss. Chopper at the new first baseman, Armani Guzman, who's moved there from right. 2 down. Hey, it's always trophy season on ESPN. Stream the biggest live events and the best championship moments. The games that matter, the moments that outlive them, however you watch, wherever you are, anytime, anywhere, on the ESPN app. The championship series at the Men's College World Series begins Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. It's a best of 3 that continues Sunday afternoon, and if necessary goes to Monday for a game 3. Macon Winslow going through it right now. 3 for 30 in the NCAA tournament, and he chops one at Tyrus Hall. That's quick work for Ian Korn. A mere half dozen pitches. Bottom 5, West Virginia down 7. 9-1 and 2 starting with Tyrus Hall against Jackson Rose. What does the approach need to be for West Virginia against what you guys have seen from Jackson Rose in 3 innings?
I think the first thing is patience, right? And because he will spray it occasionally, and you can pick up an extra 90 on a free pass occasionally. But he was fastball slider heavy, and now he's starting to mix in a changeup. So he's starting to show you a 3-pitch mix, and that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for West Virginia.
Ground out to Cooper Nicholson.
His ability to be able to land the fastball in is what's making the West Virginia hitters spin off the ball. You're seeing a lot of pounding there. They're starting to be concerned so much in. That slider has been just a ghost pitch where you think it's at one spot and it just disappears to your back foot.
I think it's the kind of pitcher where hitters just don't pick up the ball. I mean, he does a good job of turning his back, and you just don't see it. And you see it late, and it's hard to pick up the spin when you see it late.
1-1 on Armani Guzman.
See, he never takes the ball up here where you can see it. A lot of batters will see when the ball comes out of the glove, the hand gets above the head, and you can kind of pick up the ball a little bit. But if you watch Rose pitch, the ball comes out of the glove, and he kind of hides it back behind his body a little bit. See how low it is in there, and you just don't see it.
That's the problem. See that pitch right there? Throws it to lefties. He throws it to righties as well. And it's not that he means to. It's just, it's effective. Now he can open it up with a slider if he wants, or he can go fastball away.
Chopper left side. Guzman can fly. Schaffner, quick release in time. Nicely done.
That is such a good play, especially when you got to redirect. And Schaffner can do it, folks. We've seen it already today at the shortstop position. He can really range. He's got quick feet. Because he was to the pull side a little bit, so he had to go obviously to the backhand side here. Watch this, backhand side, but see how he gets around it just a little bit so he can get enough on the throw, and a really good stretch on the back end by Paulson right there.
West Virginia is challenging. You might have heard. You get 2 challenges in the college game. You keep them if you're successful.
Now Guzman, I think, will be taking that run right back into the dugout. I think he got him. Yeah, he did.
Well, let's see if our rules expert, 4-time College World Series umpire Scott Klein agrees with you. Scott, what do you say?
Well, this is the camera that's like an ex-spouse. It follows you everywhere you need to you go, and then it'll get in your bank account if you're wrong enough. But I don't have his foot down yet before the ball's in the glove. I've got out. Call should be confirmed.
Scott, you got so much better once you retired and you came back up here, man. That is outstanding. I'm with you.
Scott, I'm not going to listen to Eddie. I think you've always been good.
All of out is confirmed. West Virginia loses the challenge and has one remaining.
Scott, I just want to go on record saying I'm not with Eddie's camp right now. I think you've always been good, no matter where you've been.
Ben, I should pick this time right now to tell you I was working the LSU game the day they retired your jersey. So,
oh my gosh,
so we've got that bond in
That's
common.
when TV was in black and white. That was so long ago.
That was pre-HD.
Ty Cobb played in that game.
That's right. Lynn Rollins called it, and Ty Cobb played in it.
2 down,
So
bases
there's
empty.
bias here. There's bias here.
Gavin Kelly rolls one at short. Jake Schaffner up with it. 8 pitches. Jackson Rose is doing it, folks.
Gallagher. Well, we said it earlier. This is the kind of offense you can't give second opportunities to in West Virginia. 2 errors on the scoreboard already. They will make you pay for it.
9-1-2 for the Tar Heels, starting with Carter French. Infield single and a run scored his last time in the 4th against Ian Korn. Roller right side. Gavin Kelly doing his best. Gavin Geller one away.
Tell you what, Gavin Kelly, though, defensively at second, we saw the one hopper to be able to nail a runner at home with an accurate throw. And here to his right, sliding, staying low, looking a lot like you mentioned it, Gavin Gallagher earlier on doing the job. He can catch as well.
Yeah. Do you think second base is best position? We haven't seen him catch.
Yeah, we didn't do the game that he caught. It was Sunday night against North Carolina. I think long term, that's obviously where the value is. But he is a natural middle infielder. They taught him catching when he went to West Virginia.
But what's his best position?
Hitter.
Hitter. That's what he says. When asked, what's your best position? He said, hitter.
Just think about it. Everyone and all the offense that North Carolina has on their side, the offense that West Virginia has, he's the only one with an OPS with a slugging percentage over 700, and by a lot.
And that's why it's important to be an athlete. You come out of high school, well, I'm a shortstop. Well, we got an All-American shortstop. Can you play another position? Yeah, I can go play center field, or I can play outfield, or wherever. I can play third base.
Just off the back door. 2-2 on Jake Schaffner.
Yeah, versatility in today's game is at a premium.
Especially when you can hit like he can. And when you can hit like he can, there's a position for you somewhere.
Swing and a miss. Korn with a punch out, and there's 2 gone.
Ian Korn's got a really good 2-seam fastball. It just kind of explodes away from the lefties. Low 90s fastball. It's a low arm side. That's a great look at it. See where he starts that ball, and it just kind of fades down and away. That's a real 2-seamer right there.
Korn has set down 7 straight. Now Owen Hull, who's 3 for 3. 2 more RBIs. Theo Epstein used to say, you don't focus on total RBI total. He said a better way to do it is what percentage of the time that you have an RBI opportunity do you come through? And if you look at it that way, Owen Hull is one of the 7 best players in the country. Runners in scoring position. How often do you get an RBI? The average in the country, 31% of the time, where you get an RBI when you got a runner in scoring position. 31%. Owen Hull up at 43%.
To me, for a hitter, it's arguably the most important stat. How do you perform with runners in scoring position? Because see, as pitchers, we pitch differently. 2 out, he comes to the plate. I may pitch him to his strength. 2 out, nobody on. I may pitch him to his strength every now and then. But this dude, I'm telling you what, when I say he's a big leaguer, he's a big leaguer. He's going to be a 4 for 4 day. This is going to be a triple right here.
A 5-iron into the corner and a triple for Hull, who was thinking about going to the plate.
So that's what your 5-iron looks like. All right, look. The more I look at him, the more I see Christian Yelich with the ability of being able to hit the ball the other way in the last time. And the pitch inside, he clears those hips, but he keeps the bat head true through the zone to keep it fair. Quick reaction right there, and then just the display of the speed. Right there, he decided, I am going 3. No chance. Looks over at Scott at third base to see if he's going to hold him up. Does not. And heads up baseball, trying to get up and take another 90.
Now Gavin Gallagher. Guys, Owen Hull, a home run away from the cycle. We had 2 cycles in the first 78 years of this event. Could we have 2 in 3 days?
We're going to have a chance at one.
Possibly with the way the wind's blowing. And I think he'll be trying. I think he'll be going for it as well.
If you weren't with us 2 days ago, Texas shortstop Adrian Rodriguez had a 5-hit day, including the cycle, and now Owen Hull with 4 hits, including 2 doubles, and now a triple to go along with his 3rd inning single. Gallagher ropes one left field, splitting the Mountaineers to score Hull. Gavin Gallagher, rinse and repeat.
Professional hitting from the 2-hole, professional hitting from the 3 spot, with runners on base, without runners, and creating havoc with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, continuing to add on.
I mean, that's some plate coverage right there. He just kind of sinks into his legs and goes and sticks his nose on the ball in the outer part of the plate and just hooks it for an RBI single.
Matt Gravlin goes out, and this will buy time for Steve Sabins in West Virginia. How good is North Carolina, man?
I'm telling you. We talked about it early. I mean, and again, we talk a lot about their pitching because, again, and their defense, both top 10 in the country. But what gets lost in all this is their veteran offense and the way they perform, the way they score runs.
Look, the ability to be coached. They were coachable with the game plan today. All of them were up on the plate at the beginning against Cole. They had that game plan. They hunted pitches down. They forced Cole up. And before he knew it, they already had 2 runs on the board in the 1st inning.
And they just don't strike out much either. I mean, they've only struck out 4 times today. And yet there's 9 runs on the scoreboard.
Hey, ESPN is the home of MLB.tv. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For more info, go to ESPN.com/MLB.tv. Ian Cord departs after what's been a fabulous season for the 5th-year senior who transferred in from Division II Seton Hill and proved he could do it in a power conference in Division I also. But North Carolina is rolling. This is their best chance to win a national title in 20 years, and they're up big trying to get to the championship series.
I don't know what to expect tonight. I think it's a coin flip tonight. I really do. Feels like one big hit or one pitcher that really has an outstanding game.
Reese Bassinger into the game, and on his first pitch, a stolen bag for Gavin Gallagher.
Reese Bassinger making his 31st appearance of the year. That leads West Virginia. 58 2/3, 62 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .222 off the right-hander.
Eric Paulson chops one past the dive of Gavin Kelly. It adds another run for North Carolina. 10-1.
How about the way that Carolina's been able to create runs with their legs on the bases, taking that extra 90, getting themselves into scoring position, and not wasting those opportunities.
And that's how quickly they can strike too, Eddie. I mean, if you go back and look at this inning, Ian Corn gets the first 2 batters real quick. 2 up, 2 down. Then you get a triple by Hull, an RBI single by Gallagher, and Paulson with an RBI single too.
Cooper Nicholson takes strike 1 from Bassinger. Saw Bassinger yesterday against Troy with 2 hitless innings and 5 strikeouts. Just 25 pitches for Bassinger. Called a strike, now they get 2. West Virginia allowed 10 runs in its first 3 games here in Omaha, and now they've allowed 10 in 5+ innings of this one. 2-1. Elevated heater. And Nicholson strikes out. It was a 1-2 pitch. Inning over. North.
Jackson Rose, man, was he retired 12 out of 14 and 6 in a row.
Phenomenal. West Virginia hasn't gotten a hit since the 3rd inning. He has shut them down. And it's the ability to throw the fastball, knowing that the slider, he throws it with conviction.
Paul Schoenfeld gets hit to lead off the bottom of the 6th. I mean, we saw Jackson Rose, Big Ben, when we were in Chapel Hill for the regionals against East Carolina, go 4 no-hit innings.
Yeah.
Then he pitched twice in the Super, combined 3 2/3, 1 hit. And now here, 4+ innings and just a bunt single. I mean, this guy's been good in the postseason.
And listen, he's a true freshman, and you don't typically see true freshmen hop up on the bump in these moments, in these environments, and dominate like he has.
He was a top 300 recruit in his class, according to Perfect Game. He was first team All-State, and now on the biggest stage, I mean, 2 hits and 11 2/3 in the big dance.
First team All-State in the state of Georgia is no joke.
Yeah. Two strikeouts for Sean Smith. And then how do you manage this if you're Scott Forbes and pitching coach Brian Gaines? Do you just have him take you as far as you can, or do you want to, with a 9-run lead, keep his pitch count down and give some other guys some work?
Yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, I think you get him out of the ball game and you save him. Now, obviously, if North Carolina wins this ball game, they get a couple of days off. But I want some other leverage relievers, too, to touch the mound in these moments, too. I don't want to bring them in when it matters the most in huge leverage moments. So you get an opportunity like this in a lower leverage situation. I would like to see some other North Carolina pitchers toe the rubber, too.
Back pass Rose. Gallagher flips. Schaffner turns it. Wow. Almost got 2.
It's a nice job right there to try to get 2. Smith trying to hustle down the line. Watch this 360 here. Right foot on the bag. Sees it. Immediately flips over. Hard throw over to first. I'll tell you this, though. This goes.
Oh, it's safe at first base. The previous play is under review.
If this continues in the score and Carolina is able to hold on 10-1 now in the bottom half of the 6th, he's safe. Is Rose your game 3 potential starter instead of Boaz?
I think it depends. I think ideally, let's say they win this. Jason DeCaro starts game 1 Saturday night. We all agree on that?
Yes.
Ryan Lynch starts game 2.
Yes.
And then I think it depends on usage of Kaden Glowber in the first 2 games.
I agree. I agree. If Glowber doesn't pitch in either one of those first 2 games, I think he's your game 3 starter.
That's unlikely that he wouldn't pitch at all, though.
Right. Very unlikely. It would take a lot of offense not to have to get him in the ball game. So
the call of safe is confirmed at first base. North Carolina loses the challenge and has 1 remaining.
I believe this challenge was done just to give time for the bullpen as well. Let him get loose a little bit in the bullpen and give Rose a breather, most likely this being the last hitter. But I would start this kid right now.
I think you're right. The more I think about it, again, depends on Glowber.
Right.
This is lined into right center field by Matt Gravlin for a base hit. And Sean Smith goes first to third. I think you're right. I think you probably start Rose ahead of Boaz if you get to a game 3. We're getting way down the road.
Way down the road.
But I think so.
Nice to have options, though. There's some other really good arms down in that bullpen for North Carolina. You don't hear a lot about them. They didn't get a lot of playing time this year because McDuffie and Glowber were so good and they chewed up a lot of innings. But there's some other dudes down there. Mateus warming up right now. He's one of them as well.
I mean, 2 years ago, Matty Mateus was an All-American. They're at the corners. West Virginia trying to get something here. Matt Einish, who's 0 for 2 with the ground out to second, and a strikeout on a slider from Rose last time in the 4th. Kaden Glowber just started milling about and is lightly throwing right side of your screen in a 9-run game.
That's a little bit of a surprise to me.
In a 9-run game. Again, North Carolina as aggressive as anyone.
Scott Forbes is aggressive. I mean, he's not even going to let any momentum get towards West Virginia. And if it starts, he will bring in Glowber.
This is the National Freshman of the Year, Kaden Glowber, who has pitched in each of the first 2 games for North Carolina. He went Friday against Ole Miss, finished it off with 2 1/3 shutout, and then Glowber finished it off Sunday night against West Virginia. Combined, he's only thrown 42 pitches here, so there's that part of it too, that you feel like the arm is very fresh.
And we've seen Scott Forbes. I mean, he'll go to McDuffie 3 days in a row. He'll go to Glowber 3 days in a row. He doesn't even hesitate. He rides those guys.
And again, they're certainly respecting this threat from West Virginia. We do have a long way to go, bottom of the 6th, and 2 on 1 out. That's inside, 2-0 on Einish.
You know, Einish isn't going to chase much. Did strike out against Rose last time, but now he knows the shape of that slider as well. That's pretty good takes.
Two-one. The high strike.
Fastball away for strike 1, and then fastball in for strike 2.
What do you think? Here it comes?
I would think here it comes. When we say here it comes, beware of the slider.
Two-two. There it is, and Einish stays alive.
You know, and Jackson Rose is one of those pitchers. He's hard to game plan for because, as we talked about, the catcher just sets in the middle of the plate. Sometimes the 2-seam fastball, it'll do what a 2-seam fastball does. It will kind of run down and away from righties. But every now and then, it will cut. And he's not doing it on purpose. But that's why the catcher kind of sets up in the middle, because you never know which way it's going to go. It's a weird kind of fastball.
Two-two. No chase that time. Good adjustments from Einish's second look at Jackson Rose. He chased that slider against him his last time.
It's an elite contact hitter at the plate.
Payoff. Einish takes down, and West Virginia's got the bases loaded.
Let me see what Scott Forbes is going to do here.
Brock Wills, a North Carolina native, will bat for the first time in this game. And here comes Scott Forbes. He learned it 20 years ago. You want to err on the side of being aggressive with your bullpen. And Scott Forbes has been doing that ever since he was here as a pitching coach on that 06 team. They're going to Matty Mateus, who hasn't pitched yet here this year. One of the captains for Carolina in a bases loaded bind with the Mountaineers threatening. Jackson Rose is a super talented freshman. This kid's been nails in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Scott Forbes went to him early, and it paid off, too. Brought him in the second inning, goes 4 1/3, just 2 hits. Now he leaves the bases loaded, and now it's time for Matthew Mateus. 3-0 in a year, making his 26th appearance of the year. He can strike you out. 28 2/3, 35 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 250 off the right-hander, Mateus. 3-pitch mix. Fastball, cutter, and a changeup for Mateus.
Mateus 2 years ago was an All-American, was on the ACC's 3rd team. He had 12 wins, second most in the country, so his teammates nicknamed him the Vulture. And he was coming on in relief the most of anyone in the ACC, but he had the internal brace procedure because of an elbow injury last year. And he's looked better recently, so much so that Scott Forbes in the postseason has called him an X factor for their staff.
And then for him, this is just about minimizing damage. You don't mind giving up 1 here. The idea is don't give up a crooked number.
Brock Wills bats for the first time. First pitch swinging right at second. Gallagher to the bag. They get 2.
One pitch. You talk about minimizing damage, Ben.
Yes.
That right there is really minimizing it. Score's going to stay 10-1.
Well, this is what you call Scott Forbes pushing all the right buttons.
So to the 7th inning, and it's still 10-1 North Carolina. And if you're West Virginia, you feel like that's how this game has gone.
Yeah.
Reese Bassinger back to work after he got the final out in the 6th inning. Snaps in a slider to Tyler Howe.
All you got to do in this ball game is look at runners in scoring position. West Virginia's had some opportunities. They're 1 for 6. On the other hand, North Carolina runners in scoring position, how about 7 for 9?
And North Carolina 9 outs away from the College World Series Championship Series. They've never won the national championship in program history, and this is their 13th trip to Omaha.
Will it be lucky 13? And they've been runners up twice, back-to-back years in 2006 and 2007, but never brought home the trophy.
Howe strikes out. I mean, I think for me with North Carolina, you can argue it's the most consistent of the programs in the country. They've been to 8 straight NCAA tournaments. It's the longest active streak in the ACC. 3 years in a row a top 5 national seed. I mean, we've seen other teams, LSU winning 2 of the last 3. Tennessee winning it all 2 years ago. Other teams have had the ultimate prize, but year in and year out these last 3 years, North Carolina hasn't wavered.
No, they haven't. And if you go back even further than that, they've been a top 8 national seed. This is the 11th time since we went to the new format. They've been a top 8 national seed. That's the 4th most. Florida, Florida State, LSU have more top 8 national seeds during that time, but North Carolina right there with them.
You know what else? They have that home field advantage as well. And one thing that Scott Forbes has done really well is listen to his assistant coaches and sell the program to the boosters. They have backed that program immensely. They're one of the few schools in the country and the first one to have actually put the traject offensive machine on that shows the opposing pitcher when they play at home. And it's an advantage for the team. Any little advantage that you can take,
and when I think of North Carolina, I think about pitching and defense. You go back and look at the ACC the last 5 years. They led the ACC in pitching each of the last 5 years. They always play good defense. So it's about the pitching and defense that keeps them in ball games. And it seems like there's enough offense to beat you. And this offense, to me, is one of the best ones I've seen from North Carolina in some time. It's just got a lot of depth to it. A lot of guys in the middle part that can really swing it. And they don't expand. They don't chase much at all.
Macon Winslow dribbles one past Reese Bassinger. Matt Einish got to hurry, not in time.
Oh, those are the ones that bring smiles to your face if you're a hitter right here. Bassinger doesn't get the glove down in time with the slope of the mound. And then you're smelling that hit as you're running down the baseline. Beautiful angle from 33.
Feels really good when you're making Winslow and you've been going through it a little bit while banged up.
And if you look at it, all his outs were the same way. Choppers, not having good direction with the bat head. He's hoping to find it for the finals.
You're talking about program support. Eric Church is about as big a fan of North Carolina sports and baseball as you can find. He's here with his 11-year-old son, Hawk, today. I mean, this guy loves Carolina baseball. You go back to the Supers 2 years ago. Eric Church actually delayed one of the residency shows that he was having at Chiefs. And then when he did get around to it, he took the stage wearing his Diamond Heels jersey. He was here in Omaha a couple years ago for North Carolina, Tennessee. His wife, Catherine, is a massive Vols fan. So they had Vols and Heels going at it.
Well, his Tar Heels are certainly having a record year.
That's good. That's really strong. I don't mind it.
One of my favorite songs he sings, record year.
Fouled back by Carter French.
He's got a hell of a view, too.
Since you turned the tables on me. Like that, Ben?
I love that one. Round here, Buzz.
He also spoke at graduation this year, so a lot of the guys who graduated got to hear his speech, but then stopped by the facility. And for the ACC tournament, that was a topic of conversation, guys.
Carter French, Taylor strokes one into the gap in right center, and it goes all the way to the track. It scores Macon Winslow, and Carter French is doing it in Omaha, too.
Let me tell you something. This is back-to-back innings for North Carolina. The first two guys have made out, and yet they found a way. And they just keep coming at you. It happened in the 6th inning. First two guys make out quickly. They put 2 on the scoreboard. First two guys make out quickly here in the 7th inning. Then you get a single, infield single, and a double in the gap by Carter French. And the Heels playing a little ad on this one. This ball is just absolutely melted out toward right center field.
Well, West Virginia is getting a little bit of their own medicine that they put on Troy yesterday. Everyone in the lineup is having a good time swinging the bat.
Jake Schaffner sprays one foul. He's walked twice and scored 3 runs. Hard hit right field. Base hit Jake Schaffner. Carter French to the plate. The throw not in time.
This team's putting on a clinic, man. They are putting on a clinic with runners in scoring position. They didn't have many opportunities, North Carolina, their first 2 games here in Omaha. They were only 4 for 12 hitting with runners in scoring position. But boy, today, a lot of opportunities.
And they're hard hit shots as well, both on the ground and in the air. Gap to gap. It's not like they're hitting the ball out of the ballpark. It's just keeping the line moving and putting pressure when they're on the bases.
12 runs, a College World Series program record for North Carolina. And now we're on cycle watch for Owen Hull. Big cut trying to get the cycle right there because he's got 4 hits and just needs a homer.
Yeah, Owen Hall just not missing the pitches down the middle. That one got to the fence in a hurry at 106 and then hitting one off the end of the bat for the bloop. Then goes the other way for the double, but it's the ability that he has to throw the hands to the ball.
And look, you look at his 4 hits today, 3 of them have come on different pitches. He's handled the breaking ball, the fastball, and the changeup. That's what you call covering everything, and he's thrown in the stolen base just for fun.
We're running out of space there for everything he's done today. On the ground at short, Matt Einish to the bag. Inning over. 2 runs of insurance for North Carolina.
Yeah, big time. And North Carolina, there's just been no let up since Schaefer took his first at bat and got the walk. And Owen Hall has set the tone the entire afternoon.
Let's check in with Taylor.
I'll tell you who's happy about that, hitting coach Jesse Wurzbicki, and maybe even more happy, his 4-year-old son Wade and 2-year-old son Knox. A great story with them. Back in December, they both asked their grandmother for a suitcase because they wanted to pack for Omaha back around Christmas time. Grandma provided the suitcases. They packed at that time, and then finally, thank goodness, the Tar Heels made it here to Omaha. So you can see the smile on Knox's face there as that dream was realized for a 4- and 2-year-old. Nobody a bigger fan of the Tar Heels than them.
Those are some smart kids, 4 and 2, and they know they want to get to Omaha.
But they pack during the winter time, right?
Yeah, January we heard.
Maybe they had to repack a little bit warmer.
It's still warmer there a little bit.
So of course I asked that. I was like, wait a second. Your kids have probably A, grown since December,
Yeah.
and B, the weather's completely different. He said, oh, it was mainly toys. I mean, we're talking a 4- and 2-year-old, right?
That's what you call.
They're not worried about.
That's what you call getting your
shirts and
priorities in
shorts.
order right there. The toys first.
Don't the toy interest change too, though, in 5 months' time? Ben Lumsden, by the way, hot shot ground out to Gavin Gallagher, and now Tyrus Hall against Matty Mateus. For West Virginia, 8 outs left to play with. 47 wins this year, program record. Entered the NCAA tournament ranked top 10 in the country. They got the number 16 national seed. They sent Morgantown ablaze on consecutive weekends. The regional against especially Kentucky the last 2 games, and then the super regional when they rolled through Cal Poly.
That was my favorite environment to watch on TV, the Morgantown regional and super regional. What a special environment that was.
And what a job Steve Sabins has done. Long time as Randy Mazey's top assistant, and now 2 years as the head coach.
I mean, 47 wins this year, 44 wins last year.
Hall rung up on a pitch. Looked to be off the edge. 2 down.
You think? Yeah, that's what you call 12-1 score right there outside. Over the top. Ball just cutting away. You see the dot.
That's what you call somewhere around the outside corner.
Oh, oh man. That one hurts if you're Hall. Had an umpire, Charlie Williams, one time tell me, score is open, you better be swinging.
Knee-high strike to Armani Guzman.
Anything close that sounds like a strike,
How about
might not look like it.
How about those on getaway days every now and then?
Let's
Umpires
go.
say, hey, I got a flight to catch, boys. Be hacking. Be hacking. I used to love to pitch those games. I like to hear that.
And the thing is, everyone was okay with it. The hitters, the pitchers, everyone
Getaway
was okay
day.
with it. Let's go. We got to go.
You just got to get to East Lake, Ohio in the Midwest League as quickly as possible. 2-1 to Guzman. Armani Guzman has been one of the massive standout performers here the last few weeks for West Virginia. Draft eligible, he's a junior. Was honorable mention Big 12 this year. It's inside 3-1. Steve Sabins is telling us they recruited Guzman when he was 16 years old. He got a scholarship to a great school down in Atlanta, and this kid would take the subway to go to travel tournaments on his own when he was in high school, when he was like 15 years old. Steve Sabins told us he's done a great job helping take care of his mother. They share such a close bond. His mom's become famous here on this run to the NCAA Men's College World Series. And this guy has been one of the great personalities and performers of their run. The all-time single-season steals leader. Backside at Cooper Nicholson in the shift. The third baseman not in time.
Oh, Cooper, you can't do that.
No, who's
You
running?
cannot do that right there. I know the score is 12-1, but Armani Guzman is not going to settle and just jog over to first base. That's what he has, the speed. Took that extra 2 steps, not even 1 step, Made the nice play. Look, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the shuffle, 5. By that time, Armani Guzman right on top of that green bag. Hustle down that line. You love to see that right there. Down by 11.
Oh, it ain't no quitting this team. They didn't get to where they are by laying down.
Bud single and now an infield single for Armani Guzman. Gavin Kelly now 1 for 3 with a pull side single and then 2 ground outs to short. Kelly will be back next year, and he'll be one of the best players again in the country and one of the highest regarded draft prospects, maybe a candidate to go first overall. Right now he's listed at 175 pounds.
I think you say he's not a big guy at all, but there's some real juice in that bat. Gavin Kelly, 18 long balls on the year.
It's bat speed, and it is elite. In and out of in the zone, and stays in the zone long enough. See those 18 home runs? You can put more doubles on top of that and a couple triples, and the slug is ridiculous.
Hits it well center field. Hall ranges back into right center, and it's off the wall. Long carom. Kelly motors on his way to third. A run in, and Kelly gets a stop sign at third.
Tell you what, this ball looked like it fooled Owen Hull a little bit out in center field. It just kept carrying and carrying because Hull didn't go at it hard. Then he tried to kick it in at the last second. It looked like, but the ball got over his head.
Yeah, 103 off the bat, and Hull thought he had a beat on it until Mother Nature thought otherwise. Again, we heard about it. 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts. And right there, this one bites North Carolina.
If you couldn't tell by my voice, I thought Gavin Kelly had a chance at it inside the Parker.
I was letting you go.
Merely a triple in a 10-run game. Paul Schoenfeld now with 2 still out. And there's that cutter from Matty Mateus.
Mateus is about over the top as you'll see any pitcher. And the way he does that, if you'll watch him, he takes his left shoulder, his front shoulder, his glove side, and he kind of jerks it toward the first base side. And that allows the arm slot to go right up over top. Watch how he jerks and gets right on top of it. Normally not how you teach it, because you want to keep, like a hitter wants to keep his head still. We as pitchers want to keep our head stills too. And if you'll watch him, it's a hard jerk. And sometimes when you hard jerk, you open up that front side. But that's how he has that arm slot that he has. I mean, it is right over the top because of that last movement right there. That allows him to get right on top of the ball. And again, what makes you different? That makes him different from the arm slot that he's at, being so far on top.
One, two. By the way, that is the first run that North Carolina's bullpen has given up in 12 1/3 innings here at the College World Series. Walker McDuffie, Kaden Glowber, today Jackson Rose, and Matty Mateus. 1-2. Schoenfeld tilts one into left field, base hit to score Gavin Kelly. Couple runs on the board for the Mountaineers in the 7th.
Look, 2-out magic by the Mountaineers here in the 7th, too. First 2 guys went down real quick. Then you get a single by Guzman. Gavin Kelly with an RBI triple. Now Schoenfeld with an RBI single of his own. Not hit hard, but boy, hit in the perfect spot.
So 2 runs in the 7th, and now Sean Smith, the cleanup man. 5th-year senior who was at Georgia Southern.
Just think about how they were able to score those 2 runs. The hustle on the infield single from Armani Guzman. And then the wind-blown triple. And then right there, the defense playing the shift, beating it with a 64 mile per hour shot into left field.
So Cam Padgett up, and Tom Shimoleski Boy, still pitching-wise for North Carolina, you love where you're at. I mean, if they had gone to an additional game tomorrow, the plan was, we were told, to start Jason DeCaro tomorrow. And now instead of starting your number one on Thursday, you could roll them out, again, assuming they win this, game 1 Saturday.
You get to go right back to your number one, assuming they win this. And they couldn't have set up any better for North Carolina than what it has to this point.
If they don't, what a comeback this would be by West Virginia.
Three 1. Another strike. Bryant Gaines there with a mustache, presiding over all of it. One of the best pitching staffs in the sport. 3-2. Down. 2 on. Well, Jason DeCaro's been great. He's got the shades there. Is that enough information for you guys? He's got the shades next to Bryant Gaines. He and Kaden Glowber have been elite this year. The 2 best ERAs in the ACC.
How about that for Kaden Glowber? 10-0.
Freshman.
Whew.
And now 5 saves for him also. Well, couple runs for West Virginia. 2 aboard. 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. And Scott Forbes makes the move for Cam Padgett. Back to Omaha next.
Fastball, slider, and changeup. Well, that's what we talked about earlier. Because McDuffie and Glowber have been so good, they've taken the majority of the innings from the bullpen. And there's some big arms down here in this North Carolina bullpen.
Hot, breezy day at the Men's College World Series, with still another game to come tonight, 7 Eastern, right here on ESPN. Number 3 Georgia stayed alive yesterday, and they get Dayton LaChance, Eduardo's favorite, and Oklahoma, who's in the catbird seat.
Hockey mentality. Get him in there, out of the province of Quebec.
Georgia got to beat them twice. It'll be hard to do.
West Virginia not done yet. They got 2 aboard here with 2 out. 2 runs in the 7th. Matt Gravelin, the batter, and he lines one in the right in front of Carter French. It scores Paul Schoenfeld. Here come the Mountaineers.
Well, if you thought for 1 second this team was going to lay down, they're not. Remember how they went through the Morgantown Regional? They lose a game 2 of that regional. They win back-to-back games against Wake Forest and Kentucky to host their own super regional. Boy, hunting that first pitch fastball, inside-out swing, and just shoves it out towards right field. Plates another run for the Mountaineers.
The will of competing, and they're competing on every at-bat.
It's a ton of fastballs from Padgett. He starts with 95 to Matt Einish.
It's not because of a lack of hustle.
Einish walked his last time. Or can you scratch across another and apply some more pressure on North Carolina? Einish on the ground, sharply foul.
Well, that changeup stayed up as well, and that's one thing that Einish will do is put that on ball. Almost squeezed it down the line.
Gavin Kelly had the RBI triple earlier this inning. Cam Padgett's 1-2. Einish stays alive.
That's a good arm, too. 96.
I don't know if there's been a player that has fouled more balls off than Einish during this College World Series.
Totally agree with you. Another 1-2. Einish into left center field, and another run home for West Virginia. first to third, Matt Gravlin. West Virginia cooking with 2-out gas.
Tell you what, Gravlin hesitated around second base. And usually when you hesitate, just stay there, but he decided to go. Ball right off the hands with 2 strikes. That is what Einish has done. Trusting and not being afraid of getting jammed. Runners on the corners again. They're just trading places. And I think Scott Forbes has seen enough of this as well.
6 pitches into Cam Padgett's outing. 2 batters faced. And Scott Forbes comes out to the mound to visit. Brock Wills ready to bat with runners at the corners again for West Virginia. Wills squared one up in his only at bat earlier in this game. A line out to second that turned into a double play to end the 6th inning. Kaden Glowber up and working for North Carolina.
Scott Forbes is not going to let this game get away. He's got to bring in his best. He will.
Guys, 4 runs have scored already with 2 outs in this inning. There were no one on. As Monty Guzman hustles to first base on a routine ground ball to third base, beats it out, and then all of a sudden chaos has started through the middle of that lineup.
It's what West Virginia does. If you look at all the hits in this inning, a couple of them been barreled up, but a lot of balls just been simply put in play, and that's what they do with 2 strikes is they shorten up. They got a really good 2-strike approach and just try to find the outfield grass. They've certainly done it in this inning with a 4 spot.
Let's stay zoomed in right here as we welcome you back upstairs. Ben, Eduardo, Mike with you, Scott and Taylor joining us too. How big a deal is it that they need to go to Kaden Glowber, maybe the best freshman in the sport? He's thrown 42 pitches across this event in 2 outings. Is it a big deal? Is it a huge problem for them looking ahead? I
don't think so. I mean, Glauber's been used a lot. We've seen him been used 3 days in a row before. If North Carolina wins this game, he gets a couple of days off. And so I think Scott Forbes is going to ride him until A, it looks like it's totally out of reach, or B, North Carolina scores a few more runs and you get him out of the ball game. But sometimes the save and the difference doesn't come in the 8th or 9th inning. Sometimes it comes in the middle part of the ball game, and that's what Scott Forbes is looking to do right here. He's putting the fire out right here and right now.
7-run lead, and it feels a lot closer right now. That's uncomfortable 7-run lead for North Carolina here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, if you haven't watched this kid before, Kaden Glowber, National Freshman of the Year, who's been incredible in the NCAA tournament. About 15 innings, 23 strikeouts of the 103 he has this season.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's pretty special. I mean, 103 strikeouts in just 84 2/3, 38 walks. The way he throws that fastball, it's a mid-90s fastball, but it's from a really low arm slider. We'll take a look at kind of what he likes to do. 4-seam fastballs up, sliders behind it is what he likes to do. Show you kind of what it is. And watch where the arm slide is, man. It's high velocity. See how low he is, and then he brings it right behind it. As a hitter, you see 2 balls that are almost identical coming out of the hand as it travels that 60 feet, 6 inches. It's hard to decipher what pitch it is. One of them's got some carry to it with a little bit of left to right with the fastball, high velocity, and then the slider behind it.
It's movement with elite velo as well, and it's a loose arm. It's a mature arm if you look at it, but from that angle, you rarely see it. And left-handed hitters struggle picking it up from the backdrop here at the chuck.
You guys know I love a look-alike. Will you indulge me, please, on one more?
Let's go.
All right, in terms of the windup, in terms of the arm slot and the motion, Kaden Glowber, right-handed Chris Sale, what do you got?
Oh, okay. All right, I see that one. This one I do see. I can't say I don't see all the ones you see.
I mean, that's about as side arm as it gets right there.
Simpatico. All right, Kaden Glowber, unblemished when he's in games this season. 2 on for West Virginia, trying to make this mighty interesting. 9th batter of the inning for the Mountaineers is Brock Wills, and it's ball 1 from Glowber. Brock Wills, a starter for most of the season. 45 starts this year for the UNC Wilmington transfer. Gave way recently to a hotter Ben Lumsden. That misses 2-0. Now, for as good as Kaden Glowber's been in his 2 outings here in Omaha, the first few pitches of each outing, if we're really nitpicking, have taken a little bit to calibrate. Gas there because he's got 95 in the back pocket.
Yeah, 95 elevated from that angle. That looks like if you're a hitter like it's coming up, it's rising. We all know it's not, but it sure looks that way.
Two-one. This one pops away from the catcher, Heineck. Gravelin scores. 5-run inning for West Virginia.
This game's getting very interesting.
Just overthrew it. Tried to elevate, pulled it. Could not pick it up on that one. Heineck will go most likely as a pass ball.
It does. 3-1. That's a strike. Bottom of the zone. Full count on Wills. And now Steve Sabins is going to slow this down and call an offensive timeout. The West Virginia fans getting into it, trying to get off the mat here, facing elimination. But the thing about Kaden Glowber, as pitching coach Brian Gaines said to us today, this kid is scared of nothing.
Yeah, no fear. Confident.
3-2. Pull to right, just out in front, foul.
Yeah, the ability of being able to spin it 3-2, up by 6 with 1 runner on is what makes him special as well. You have 95 or 97 in your back pocket, but you spin that one at 82.
3-2 again. Up high, ball 4. 2 on for West Virginia. Well.
Mountaineers have batted around in this inning. 5 on the scoreboard here in the 7th.
Scott Forbes trying to walk off some anxiety. Ben Lumsden led off this inning with a hard hit ground out to second. He goes first pitch swinging, pops it up into left. Nicholson trying to run it down, and it drops foul.
That ball without the wind would have been like 5 rows deep. Good job by all North Carolina. Both infielders and the outfielder just going after it.
Ben Lumsden trying to come through for West Virginia. Senior who has spent 3 years with the Mountaineers, has the most career postseason RBIs in West Virginia history. Got back into the lineup late in the year and has been hot in the postseason. Lumsden sawed off foul with 97. Lumsden told us he's endured some low points the last 3 years. He said probably the lowest point was early on last year as a junior when he wasn't in the lineup. It was the first time in the entire life for him he hadn't been in there. But scorching recently. 0-2. Lumsden lays off.
It's a good take.
That looked like a changeup right there, huh?
Yeah.
In name only at 90.
Time to elevate.
Yeah, I really thought he was going up top shelf after he swung at a fastball right at the top of the zone. Maybe go a little bit higher, looking for that swing and a miss.
1-2. Fouled away up the ladder.
Leaked a little arm side. If it would have been in a little bit, I think he would have been able to get the swing and miss. Good job by Lumsden just to fight that one off.
Yeah, it's almost like Lumsden's looking for the ball away, because he kind of dove out there on that one.
2 on, 2 out. Kaden Glowber's 1-2. Fouled away again. Hope hovers for West Virginia. They were down 11 runs at the start of this inning. They face elimination. 1-2. Lumsden spits on the slider.
How about this at bat?
What a take.
How about this at bat?
You got a senior in Lumsden against a kid who, as most have heard by now, Kaden Glowber should be a senior in high school. Enrolled a year early. Told us his buddies are on their senior trip to Myrtle Beach. He's in Omaha. 2-2. Got him!
Back door.
Big time.
It's really impressive. North Carolina so far 6 for 13. Now West Virginia 6 for 12.
Three, 4, and 5 starting with Gavin Gallagher. Two and 0 from McDougal, who also pitched yesterday. He got 2 outs against Troy. Came on in the 6th inning, but he also gave up 2 hits and walked 2 on 27 pitches. Pulled into left field. Gavin Gallagher has a 4-hit day.
Well, it's on Ben McDougal right now. Obviously, his team just put up a 5 spot. They're running out of outs. They've cut the lead in half, and he's got to stack a 0 or 2 and just give West Virginia a chance right there. That's a pretty good move to the ball. A little backdoor breaking ball. Look how he just sticks his nose on it, goes down and gets it.
That one just spun, not a lot of action on it.
Now left on left with Eric Paulson.
Hold it.
He has 3 hits. And Gavin Gallagher's getting his shoe tied by Scott Jackson, the assistant coach.
Well, we've had Mr. October and Reggie Jackson. We've had Mr. November with Derek Jeter, but Mr. June right now is that guy at first base. Boy, has he been on fire this month of June.
Mr. Postseason, that's him.
I thought it was interesting talking to Gavin Gallagher. He said, well, yeah, it gets big for everybody in the postseason. So he thinks, well, the moment's going to get big for not just me, but also pitchers. So they're going to make some more mistakes to me. I'd never really thought of it that way in clutch moments.
It's the mental side of sports. He convinced himself that the pressure is on the guy with the ball.
What do we always say? It's about getting comfortable.
Ben McDougal's 0-2. Yanked. I mean, it has to stay right here.
Yes.
For West Virginia.
Psychologically, we just spoke about Gallagher and the way he sees and envisions the pressure on the pitcher. It's McDougal's job right now to get them back in that dugout.
Eric Paulson's a guy from North Carolina we don't talk a lot about. But you talk about an elite defender over at first base, and boy, does he come up with some big hits, too. He's a big reason why this defense for North Carolina is so good.
3-2 on Paulson. This is not what Steve Saban's and pitching coach Justin Oney wanted.
Paulson's got the really good understanding of hitting the ball in the air.
He strikes out up the ladder. A late steal, the throw, not in time to get Gavin Gallagher.
Thought he had him, but the way that Gallagher slid at second base, I think they're going to try to challenge this one.
Challenging the call was safe at second base. The previous play is under review.
Did he avoid the tag with his left arm? Because
we're about to find out.
Yeah. Get a little windmill action.
Tried a little swim move almost.
Yeah.
Trying to get the left arm. Watch him pull up the left arm. Tries to get it out of the way right there.
Oh, he's out. He's out.
I think he may be out.
Scott Klein's with us. Scott, is that enough for you to say out?
It is. That's going to be overturned to out. Slide was good, but it wasn't that good.
Wasn't Javi Baez good?
Normally, if you swim move it, you get the left out of the way. You try to grab it with your right, but he picked the left up and then tried to set the left back down.
Hey, Scott, while we got you for a moment, can you just talk to us about challenges at this stage of the game compared to the umpire's discretion to go to review?
Yes, they're going to make them exhaust their challenges after that.
After review, the call of safe is going to be overturned to an out. West Virginia wins the challenge and still has one remaining.
They're going to make them exhaust their challenges. After that, after the top of the 8th and on, the umpires can go on anything close.
And so they used the challenge there because they had one. It's successful. Not a Trey Phelps caliber swim move from last night. 2 down.
6-run game. That right there. Keep an eye on this moment. 2 outs, nobody on now. If they're able to get out of this inning, see what kind of momentum that gives West Virginia.
Now you got a pop-up from Nicholson.
Heads up, everybody.
Windy and sunny. From first, Armani Guzman makes the catch. Whew. It wasn't out of a Tom Amansky video, but Armani Guzman hauls it in. Panic.
What would you be yelling right now, Eddie?
Panic. I would have taken 2 steps back.
Somebody else,
Look at
please catch
McDougal.
it.
But they do have a 6-run lead, and their best pitcher, in the words of Scott Forbes, on the mound. Kaden Glowber yanks ball 1 to Tyrus Hall, 9-1-2. We've had 25 combined hits in this game with no home runs. We've had 3 triples in this game. 3 doubles also. 2-0. If you're wondering, biggest comeback in College World Series history is 9 runs back in 1960. Minnesota was down 11-2 against Southern Cal, came back and won it 12-11 in 10 innings.
Wow.
That's a strike on the backup slider.
He front doors it like that to the right-handers, you can forget about it. Because that ball's starting way in on your hands and creeping back over the inside edge.
Hall chases and strikes out, and that is disgusting.
That's wicked.
Telling you right there, folks. If it turns like that, it ought to have a blinker on it. The one before that wasn't the best one, but this one is his best one. Low arm slide, and he just rips it down and away. And that ball's got to be moving across the zone, probably 17 inches.
How about 19? For context, Ben? Yeah. For context, Ben, the width of the plate?
17.
Armani Guzman.
Just think about the first 2 pitches of this inning. 2 fastballs that were balls and were non-competitive pitches. After that, it's been all sliders. That's another non-competitive fastball out of the zone. Has not been able to find it this inning with the heater.
And that's the fastball that Brian Gaines was saying to us today. Sometimes happens to lefties. He was saying when Kaden Glowber has a righty, it almost gives him a boundary of how much that fastball is going to take off and shoot up. But when it's a lefty, sometimes the misses are up and away arm side. Guzman through the slider.
Now it's time to battle over your Guzman.
Two. Guzman end of the bat. He can fly so very quickly. 2 down. Let's check in with Taylor.
Well, Gavin Kelly had a big home run for the Mountaineers yesterday, and in his post-game press conference, he gave a lot of love to his former teammate, Sam White, and he said in his locker, there's a shrine for him. This is the shrine, okay? It's a t-shirt, at least part of the shrine. He bought this t-shirt on campus on his own with his own money. It is a Sam White t-shirt. The 2 became really good friends during their time together at West Virginia, and apparently he's helped him with his pop, so whatever works. But that t-shirt did make its way to Omaha, guys.
Yeah, Sam White, who played the last 3 years for West Virginia, still making an impact apparently on his former teammate Gavin Kelly.
T-shirt needs an iron. Huh?
It's like when I show up in the booth every day.
Well traveled.
1-1. Off the edge, 2-1 on Gavin Kelly.
At least you hide it with a mic.
Yeah, well, that's why we have those mics when we come on camera.
That's right.
Monaco gets an iron. 2-1. On the edge, 2-2 from Glowber. Yanked up and away. Went
Slider.
Absolutely. Put a blinker on it, too.
Kelly hits it in the air to left. Back. Gone. See ya. Wow.
Jeez.
That's stretching one out right there, folks.
That's 428 feet off the bat. It's who he has been the entire year. It does not matter the elite, how elite the pitcher is on the mound. He is watching the game, a student of the game. He saw that Glowber was going to the slider. You knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. And Kelly got the bat head to it. Hanging slider, does not miss.
He threw him that front door slider. He got a good look at it about 3 pitches ago, and he sees this one start just pretty much right at him, and boy, does he catch it out in front. Big time move to the ball. Gavin Kelly's 19th long ball of the year, his 63rd RBI, and look where this thing lands, man. Way up there.
Paul Schoenfeld at Eric Paulson. Inning over. Gavin Kelly goes deep. And North Carolina saying, solos don't kill you. Carson Estridge comes on for the top of the 9th for West Virginia, who's within 5. Tyler Howe chops it at Gavin Kelly. 1 pitch, 1 out. Hey, next week on Monday, Major League Baseball right here on ESPN. The Braves are in San Diego to take on the Padres, 10 Eastern. You can watch it live on ESPN. You can also stream it on the app. Yeah, it's 5 letters. Omaha, that pretty much every program in the country is breaking down huddles with, talking about, chasing. Colin Heineck takes ball 1.
And for years. And that is the dream. I'll tell you this, having grown up in Puerto Rico, the first time I really heard about Omaha is that first meeting that Mike Martin, the grade 11, would have with the team. I want to go back. I was like, back where? Omaha. With that Carolina drawl that he would have. And he made everyone believe in that room that it was possible.
For North Carolina, the goal, win a title. Never done that before. Scott Forbes said yesterday, the longer this thing goes, he said it's human nature to look at the end. But he said going into today, that's dangerous. Just 1 game at a time, whatever's right in front of you.
I'm telling you, I was a part of that. I understand it clearly. Coming in here with Florida State, not having won a title still to this day.
What's that feel like as a program?
It's pressure. It's pressure on every kid that puts on that Seminole jersey. And you want to be that class that wins it. And for the former players, they want that class to be the one to finally do it.
And again, this is as close as North Carolina's been since '06, being in great position. That year, they beat Cal State Fullerton in their first game. It was 7-5 in 13 innings. Andrew Miller was awesome. They beat Clemson 2-0 thanks to a Robert Woodard CG. And then they beat Cal State Fullerton in this same game, the Wednesday game, with Daniel Bard on the mound. Heineck strikes out, 2 away. And then that year they won game 1 in the finals against Oregon State, 4-3. Andrew Miller on the bump in that one. They lost game 2, 11-7. They lost game 3, 3-2. Mike Fox was the head coach of that team. And this is their best positioning in this event ever since. Scott Forbes was the pitching coach on that team. Macon Winslow. Boy, if you do get to the finish line here. Jason DeCaro, that guy on the left, giving wet willies. He'll be your game 1 starter Saturday night. Two and 0. They'd go Ryan Lynch in game 2, and then whoever they need in game 3 if it gets there. .2-0 pitch from Carson Estridge. Comes up and it hits Macon Winslow. Well, Winslow already has dealt with a hand injury recently. He's been dealing with a sore left hand the last few weeks. And where does this get him?
Right on the hand.
Right on the hand.
Yeah.
Same hand. He was catching a few weeks back in the regular season, and it was catcher's interference, a swing off his left hand.
Yeah, that ball looked like he got a little bit of the knob, too.
Scott Forbes said the other day there's a lot of kids who wouldn't be playing through what Macon Winslow has been recently. They haven't been catching him. He's only been DHing. Carter French. Strike 1. Peeking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning. West Virginia will have 4, 5, and 6. Sean Smith, Matt Gravlin, Matt Einish. Smith already with a lot to stew about as the DH. One, 1 and 2. West Virginia's fans trying to get their offense back to work. One, 2. Outside. Then we had a few cross-ups back there. What do we got going on?
I think there's a lot of movement on Estridge's two-seam fastball, too. Could have been one cross-up in there.
French strikes out. How about 67 miles an hour? Kaden Glowber, National Freshman of the Year, is on the mound. And that is strike 1. Just off. What's the approach got to be against Glowber?
Middle the other way. Cannot be afraid to get jammed because he does have that slider. You got to see how the fastballs work in this inning.
Yeah, and I still think you look middle away. I mean, a few times he's thrown the breaking ball in, it's been accidents. It's not been on purpose. And so I still think the approach is middle away and try to hit the ball to the backside of the field.
Ooh, that's a go-to. When you can throw that pitch 2-1 and you have 96 in your back pocket.
Well, that's been his pitch today. The fastball command for Glowber, for me, has not been there like it typically is. He's leaned hard on the breaking ball because the command of the fastball has been a little bit off. But look, when you can spin it like that, you don't even need a fastball. I mean, we talk about spin rates all the time. The average big league slider spins about 2,500 RPMs. That one's approaching 3,000 RPMs. What does that mean to you at home? That means the spin is very tight. You can't really tell the difference between the fastball and the slider, and it's got late action to it.
Matt Gravlin takes ball 1.
I bet he comes back with a slider right here because that's the one he trusts for a strike. I don't know what his fastball strike percentage is coming in, but it's not great.
There it is.
It's almost like he's just showing the fastball. I'm going to show it to you, but I'm going to get you out with this.
12-7. All 7 runs for West Virginia in this game have come with 2 outs.
I'm telling you.
1 in the first, 5 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. 2-1 on Matt Gravlin. There have been a few sliders that have backed up too.
What a luxury to have an arm like this that can go multiple innings.
And you can use him. He bounces back. You can use him a lot.
3-1. Another takeoff fastball.
3-1 slider, Ben. I mean, the fastball has just been non-competitive the last 2 innings.
I don't think he's using the sliders that much because he wants to. I think he's using it because he has to. Yeah, it's the one he trusts right now.
How about this? Walker McDuffie's up in the bullpen for North Carolina.
Just in case.
That's their other superstar reliever.
It's a 2-headed monster in that North Carolina bullpen.
End of the bat, center field, base hit. What a piece of hitting for Matt Gravlin's 4th hit.
4 for 4 on this afternoon, and Gravlin stays with it. He's a catcher. He understands the pitcher's struggling with that number 1. So he puts his nose into this one.
Yep.
Pitches outside, not even close to being a strike.
I mean, he didn't even have a follow through. He just tried to watch him just kind of go out there and just barrel the ball. Not much of a follow through. 2-strike approach, and he finds some outfield grass.
Little chip shot.
So now Matt Einish. He's walked and singled his last 2 times. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Jake Schaffner retreats. And North Carolina 1 out away from the finals.
I'm surprised he's on the first pitch.
Especially inside.
Yeah, just the fastball hasn't been thrown for a strike.
It's not a pitch that you can drive and hit hard, not that one. Looks easy up here, though.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
It's up to Brock Wills for West Virginia. First pitch swinging, a rope into right for Wills. 2 on for West Virginia. Down to their last out.
They scored 5 in the 7th with no one on and 2 outs. Hardest out to get in the game. The last one.
Up to Ben Lumsden now. Senior in his 3rd year with the Mountaineers after a year at UT Arlington to start his career. A postseason performer, but 0 for 4 today. Slider misses off the edge to start. Can you find a way to get on? When you get to the 9th spot, can you find a way to flip it back to the top? Hit well, right field. French backs up onto the track to make the catch. And Carolina is championship bound.
Give a lot of credit to West Virginia for battling back, scoring 6 in the combined in the 7th and 8th inning, but it was just too much Carolina early and often. They built that lead, and their sluggers came to play.
Yeah, I tell you what, you look at North Carolina's lineup. Hull, Gallagher, and Paulson, 2, 3, and 4. How about this, folks? A combined 11 for 15 in the heart of that order with 6 RBIs, and Carolina did it in the big moments. They were 8 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
North Carolina advances to the finals here at the Men's College World Series for the 3rd time in program history, and for the first time since 2007 when they went those back-to-back times in 06 and 07. And West Virginia's dream season comes to a close. Gavin Kelly, the sophomore superstar, and the Mountaineers headed back to Morgantown after a special year. That's how you draw it up. If you're North Carolina, you win 3 games. Your pitching's lined up for the championship series against either Oklahoma or Georgia. Georgia would need to beat Oklahoma twice.
Yeah, you couldn't line it up any better for North Carolina. They are set up. DeCaro is set up. They're #1 to go to game 1 in the championship series. They go right through this bracket. They win 3 consecutive games. So Carolina certainly in the catbird seat.
One of their captains, Gavin Gallagher, is with Taylor.
Thank you. You're going to the College World Series finals. What excites you the most about the way this group is playing right now?
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that we're getting it done in a lot of different ways. We've had some games where pitchers have really carried us and we've scored, just enough runs, and we've had games where we've lit up the scoreboard and, given our pitching staff a little bit of a break. So that's really exciting.
We've nicknamed you Mr. June because of your performance in the postseason. You've been comfortable in these big moments. How do you do it?
Just blessed to have this opportunity. I wake up every day and I get to play the game that I love, and that doesn't come from anybody other than my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So, that's awesome, and I'm just so thankful to be here and be in this program, have this situation.
Where will you watch the game tonight?
I'll be with my family, probably. Yeah, be with my family. I made a long trip all the way out here, so spend some time with them and see if it's gonna be a game tomorrow or if we find out who we play tonight.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Mike?
Taylor, thank you. Congratulations to North Carolina, off to the finals.